BTS50 at 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com. Check out the website, see all the American conservative organizations that they support, and you can support them too by becoming a Patriot Mobile customer. 1-800-A-PATRIOT, patriotmobile.com, promo code BTS50.
I'm visiting once again with my friend Dr. Chad Glines, DC, from Genesis Back and Neck. Dr. Chad, you've had great success with spinal decompression. Your success rate is just off the charts. Now you've partnered with Elevani Health Group, and you're doing the very latest state-of-the-art procedure with stem cell injections.
That's right, Frank. Our stem cell injections are literally changing people's lives. But that's not the best part. We offer a new pain treatment that's covered by some Medicare policies. So if you have bad discs or bad joints or had pain and can't figure it out, we can help you.
You know, I had debilitating knee pain, and thanks to Dr. Chad and the Elevani Health Group, I am now 100% pain-free. Whatever your pain issue is, call for your free consultation at 817-328-1922. Questions about Medicare or insurance? Call 817-328-1922. Do what I did. Lose the pain once and for all. Call 817-328-1922.
Cancellation fee may apply, subject to eligibility. Not available in Alaska, Missouri, and Washington. Waiting period and deductible apply. Coverage provided and administered by Warrantech Corporation or its affiliates. Not affiliated with any manufacturer or dealership. Visit TocoWarranty.com for complete terms and conditions. You look stressed.
My car broke down. I just got a quote for the repair. I don't have that kind of money.
You don't have a vehicle service contract from Toco?
What's that?
Well, you know how drivers have auto insurance to protect against accidents? Well, this is a monthly service contract that protects against costly repairs. If it's covered in your policy, they pay. When my transmission and air conditioner broke, the Toco plan paid the whole thing. They dealt with the licensed mechanic, took care of the bill. They even paid for my car rental. And all Toco plans are backed by an AmTrust financial insurance carrier.
It must be expensive.
Not at all. There wasn't even a down payment, and I've already saved hundreds of dollars on repairs, not to mention the stress.
Protect yourself from the expense and stress of unexpected repairs. Call today for your free quotes. 800-276-3316. That's 800-276-3316. 800-276-3316.
I can't believe the paint on our house is already peeling and fading. It's only been a few years since we got it painted.
Yeah, you're right. I wish there was something that would last longer.
Rhino Shield.
Have you heard of Rhino Shield?
Yes, I thought I just heard some guys shout that name.
Rhino Shield.
There it is again.
Rhino Shield comes with a 25-year warranty against peeling and cracking, so we won't ever have to paint our house again.
I like the sound of that.
Rhino Shield goes on like paint, but it's not paint. It's better than paint. It's a ceramic coating and comes in any color you want. We guarantee it won't crack, chip, or peel for 25 years. It's also mold and fade resistant. With Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint your home again. Now's the perfect time to get your house ready for the holidays. Call now and get a 20% discount. For a free quote, call 214-717-6868. That's 214-717-6868. 214-717-6868. Or go online to TexasRhinoShield.com. That's TexasRhinoShield.com.
Rhino Shield.
It's not paint.
660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. So Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy issued a temporary order allowing the Trump administration to maintain the refugee travel ban. Justice Kennedy temporarily put on hold parts of the federal appeals court ruling last week that narrowed President Trump's travel ban. CBS News chief legal correspondent Jane Crawford reported. In a brief order, Kennedy granted the administration's request to block the Ninth Circuit's ruling the ban wouldn't cover refugees working with U.S. refugee agencies or with formal assurances from resettlement organizations. The Ninth Circuit ruling could have allowed up to 24,000 refugees to enter the U.S. Kennedy ordered challengers to the administration's refugee ban to submit written arguments in support of the lower court ruling by midday today. The appellate ruling would allow refugees to enter the United States if a resettlement agency in the U.S. had agreed to take them in. The administration did not ask justices to immediately stay another part of the Ninth Circuit decision, namely that grandparents not be covered. The justices will hear the rest of the arguments on October 10. And so Anthony Kennedy, the man who stands in the middle of the Supreme Court between the conservative wing and the liberal wing, says, no, the president's right. And he should have ruled that way. And I'm glad he did. Now, what will they do with it? Will the president have the power that he once had, or will politics reign again in the appellate court system? You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. One of my favorite things to do is offer a solution at a challenging time for families. One of the toughest decisions families face is assisted living for mom, dad, any loved one. That's why I'm so glad to introduce you to Avondale Assisted Living. It's personalized care in a home setting. Imagine a senior care facility. It's big, like a hospital. Now imagine a home-like setting where instead of one caregiver for every 15 or 20 residents, it's a ratio of more like 4-to-1. You can see the difference at Avondale, Avendelle, Avondale.com, or call them at 214-8-WE-CARE, 214-8-WE-CARE, because they do. Your loved ones can even try it out with single-day respite care. They'll be fine. You can get stuff done. Call 214-8-WE-CARE for more info on that as well. This is assisted living done right, a decision you and your loved one will be so grateful for. Easier transition, independence with safety, no hidden fees, peace of mind. Avondale.com, 214-8-WE-CARE, 214-8-WE-CARE.
Howdy, folks. Crazy Gun Dealer here, and I have my craziest offer yet. American-made 9mm Sky carry pistols, only $149 with ammo and extra mag purchase. That's right, new American-made 9mm Sky pistols, only $149. Plus, at the Crazy Gun Dealer, you always get free CHO classes, free lifetime warranty, free range membership, and free test firing. And if I don't already have the best gun price you found, you know I'll beat any price gun to gun, or I'll just give you the gun for free, because nobody, and I mean nobody, wants your gun business more than a Crazy Gun Dealer in Alvarado. For more info, check us out at crazygundealer.com. Text CRAZY to 24587 or give us a call at 855-329-4867. That's 855-329-GUNS. And I still have a few of those Smith & Wesson AR-15s for only $399 with ammo purchase. But once they're gone, because my wife says no more.
All offers and promotions subject to change or restrictions. See store for complete details.
Fall is the best time to feed your lawn. With 10% off Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard Fall Weed and Feed and Fall Lawn Food at the Home Depot. Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard feeds your lawn to build strong, deep grass roots for winter when you need it most. So it'll be lush, green, and beautiful next spring when you want it most. Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard Fall Weed and Feed and Fall Lawn Food. 10% off now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through October 4th.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Steve Rappaport. Hurricane Irma now blamed for at least a dozen deaths in Florida, the Keys bearing the brunt of the storm.
The electricity back on here in this part of Key Largo, and it's starting to trickle on down the Keys depending on where you are. Cell service still very spotty here. Water, depending on where you are, also can be spotty. Most stores have yet to open, though, although we did see some of the supplies come in to a number of different stores.
Fox's Adam Housley. Apple unveiling a trio of new iPhones. The iPhone 10 costs $1,000 and has no home button. So to unlock it, Senior VP Phil Schiller says,
your iPhone is locked until you look at it and it recognizes you.
This and the iPhone 8s will have wireless charging capabilities as well. Apple also introduced new augmented reality capabilities along with games and apps and animated emojis you create with the face recognition technology.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Fox News. We report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I have a question for you about windows and your home. Why are windows so doggone expensive? You ever price some of these things out, have somebody buy the house, get an estimate? They're astronomically high. Do you have to spend that much money to get quality windows? No, you do not. Allow me to introduce you to Best Buy Windows and Siding. You know the jingle, you know the website now, bestbuywindowsandsiding.com. Stand by for a phone number because I'm going to show you people who buy from major manufacturers straight to the warehouse, eliminating the middleman, no huge marketing budget, no crazy overhead. That's how you save a bunch of money and still get fantastic quality windows. How about these specifics? 10 double pane single hung windows installed for $39.50. 10 triple pane double hung windows, $49.50. Pay for quality, not the name. 972-200-4485. 972-200-4485 or bestbuywindowsandsiding.com.
Best Buy Windows and Siding. Standard text message and data rates may apply.
Hey, time out, guys. Living an active life has always been important to me. I've been playing in the same weekend basketball game for years. And I try to get to the gym, too, 3 times a week. But I'm in my 50s now, and my energy level and stamina just aren't what they used to be. I was ready to just accept it as part of getting older when I heard about nitric oxide. It's vital in our bodies as it signals our blood vessels to relax and expand, helping to increase circulation. But after 40, we don't produce enough of it. Then I discovered Super Beets, a powerful concentrated superfood that you drink. It supports blood flow and oxygen to your entire body, giving your heart and cardiovascular system a boost. Super Beets helps increase your energy, stamina, and vitality. Thanks to Super Beets, I'm back to living the healthy life I love.
You can try Super Beets for free for 10 days. Just text SUPER to 246810 to claim your free 10-day supply of Super Beets. All you pay is processing and handling. Text the word SUPER to 246810 now to get your free 10-day supply. Text SUPER to 246810.
Hey, remember the mortgage meltdown of 2008? Have you tried to get a mortgage since then and been turned down? Or maybe you haven't even tried because your credit score is stuck at 585, or your tax returns have too many write-offs. Well, Cash Call Mortgage has great news for you. We've just introduced programs for people who've been told no. And what's doubly exciting is that we can solve your mortgage problems with no closing costs, no points, title, escrow, and no fees.
Wait, Cash Call, are you saying you now have credit and income-solving mortgages with no closing costs? Are you kidding?
You heard right. A credit or income-solving loan with no closing costs. Call 855-875-CASH, and we'll work with you to solve your mortgage issues. Make the Cash Call at 855-875-CASH.
First mortgages impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. 1 City Boulevard, Orange, California, 92868. NMLS 128231. Equal housing lender. Not licensed in all states. Not available in Washington State. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing, terms, and restrictions.
That's 855-875-CASH.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. With the kids back to school and football getting started and summer turning to fall, we start to think about those milestones of life. Let's see how many more years you have in you, and let's maximize those years with healthy habits like going to Viascan of Las Colinas. I love John Duncan and the crew at Viascan. They take these tests that tell you a lot about your actual health, like are you about to have a heart attack? What is your level of stroke risk? Do you have little tiny cancers that you can't even detect? That's what the heart scan, the body scan, and the stroke risk scan do. Any one of those tests is thousands of dollars ordinarily, but at Viascan, all three of them together, $695. It's the back-to-school special, $695. Give them a buzz at 972-739-2840, 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan. I'm in there annually. I love it. Keeps me healthy. Viascan of Las Colinas. Ask for the back-to-school special, 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan.
Mattress shopping? You've probably noticed that the big box stores are constantly running sales. That's what you have to do when you're selling price instead of quality. At Sovereign European Sleep Systems, they don't have sales. Why? Because the quality of their product is as consistent as their pricing. So if you want a truly great mattress at a very reasonable price, you should consider the Sovereign mattress. A healthier, more durable, more comfortable mattress at a very reasonable price. Sovereign European Sleep Systems in Dallas and South Lake. Learn more at sovn.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Answer Man My name is John David Wells. Okay, I'm not the Wells Answer Man. This is the Wells Report. I'm John David Wells. I was just talking about the Wells Answer Man, which is something I used to do years and years and years ago. But I do have answers to virtually anything spanning the length and breadth of the universe. We'll talk about that some other time. In the meantime, let's spend a little bit of time talking about something you probably have no idea exists. I didn't know it existed before I joined it. And then I joined it, and I've been really it's one of the cool things I do, actually. I was invited to the board of Infragard North Texas Alliance, the North Texas Alliance of Infragard, which, by the way, is a public-private partnership between you and the FBI. Yeah. Would you like a piece of that action? I'm sure that you would. Joining us is a couple of great guys that I've been working with for a long, long time. First is on the board of directors of Infragard National, the National Members Alliance. Alan Espinoza joining us. Alan, welcome to the Wells Report.
Thank you very much, JD. Appreciate you having us on the show, and very much appreciate your dedication to protecting this great country.
And that's what Infragard's really all about. Also joining us is currently serving as the first general counsel for the North Texas chapter of Infragard, Mr. Hi-T Simmons.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here, my friend.
Pleasure being here.
Now, you just got a big promotion. You're going to be the general counsel for Infragard National. Is that right?
Yes, I am. I look forward to it.
So let's talk a little bit about Infragard. There are, from what I understand, there are several different sectors covering critical infrastructure in the United States: transportation, power, all these kinds of things.
Yes, there are 16 critical infrastructures, and they come from chemical, commercial facilities, communications, critical manufacturing, dams, and I could go on a list, but I don't want to bore your listeners. Basically, every aspect of this country is covered within those 16 critical infrastructures. And the whole point of Infragard started over 20 years ago when the FBI realized that they could take only the top people to go into their academy. They could run them through the most rigorous training program, and not all of them complete. But at the end of it, they have a very well-trained agent who knows nothing about your business, about your infrastructure. Right. And so that's what the idea says. We've got to take the knowledge that the citizenry has, pair it with our very skilled agents, and together we can focus on those threats to the country and take our limited resources and put them where they needed the best.
So in other words, we're talking about a circumstance where people in the private sector who know everything there is to know about all of these critical infrastructures because they work with them every single day, then partner with the FBI to help protect that infrastructure moving forward to the benefit of the United States.
Yes.
And it happens all over the country.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, there are 84 chapters of Infragard across the country, and each chapter is aligned with a specific FBI field office. So this is a tight partnership. This is the FBI working together hand in hand to protect the critical infrastructure. And so we have, in the private sector, we have a number of amazing subject matter experts, and we have obviously infrastructure that we need to keep the country running, like Hi-T mentioned earlier. Partnering with the FBI, it's given them, number one, a look into the private sector and what goes on there. There are lots of attacks of all different kinds and sizes that happen on a regular basis. And then in turn, it's helped the private sector have a real-time partner that disseminates intelligence to specifically Infragard members. So Infragard members are vetted by the FBI. Once you apply, they go through a vetting process, and once you're on board, then you have access to not classified information, but confidential.
But certainly for official use only stuff.
Absolutely.
FOUO.
Things you're not going to find in the newspaper, you're not going to see publicly. And so this gives great strength to the private sector, to corporations that, as you've seen with all the various cyber attacks and everything else going on, it's really boiled down to collaboration, perhaps even over technology. But
well, the interesting thing about it is that everybody knows that when it comes right down to it, the government does not know what the private sector knows about all of these critical infrastructures. And therefore, the subject matter experts that the FBI and other government agencies need are not within themselves. They are outside, and these outside private sector people have an opportunity to work with the FBI in a way of protecting this infrastructure. And it's totally critical that this happens.
And it also helps the community work with each other, because these individuals who may have be experts in wastewater may not know anything about dams, but through collaborations, they will be able to see that their information is heightened by the fact that now they've got other vetted people that they can discuss possibilities and what it's for. And the FBI loves the idea that they can send out a threat, and several different eyes will look at it and say, okay, I know you only looked at it in this sector, but it also applies in these other sectors, because the experts in those sectors now know that this is a threat to them.
So say, for example, someone in, say, the transportation sector, someone knows that there is a certain issue involved in either a critical infrastructure project, like say, a recreation of the high five, the big interchange, and so on and so on. There's something there that's happening that would make it stronger, make it better, make it safer, et cetera, et cetera. This actually gives that person an opportunity to put that forward in a way that might inhabit or at least enhance the protection of that particular project, right?
Well, yes. On the website, you can go on there and you can talk to other vetted members. You got 50,000 different vetted members across the country.
Very cool.
And you can give them ideas about how you can improve the resiliency of our infrastructure, and start a dialogue that can actually help and lead to improvements.
One of the things that I think people are really paying close attention to, is our power grid. Mm-hmm. I mean, our power grid is something that, and we're having some real world difficulty with it, insofar as we've got Hurricane Irma that just chewed up the power infrastructure of Florida. Half the people of the state are without power. They will probably be without power for, say, for example, some weeks. Now, what if Hurricane Irma was not a hurricane? What if it was a terror attack? And what if it was something along those lines? That means that somebody might have seen something and so on, and would be able to pass that information along.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I mean, we're you've seen you see something, say something, right? Advertisements out there. This is kind of taking it to a deeper level, if you will.
And by the way, it's two-way, because as you mentioned earlier, you're getting hold of official information that isn't going to be in the newspapers, that would help you look in the right place.
Correct. So there you are in your business, whatever infrastructure you belong to. Okay. And you have, specific industry knowledge and industry experts and such.
Can I see that sheet of critical infrastructures?
Yes.
I want to make sure that people know what they are. So go ahead. You were saying?
Absolutely. So, you have the subject matter experts, whatever the critical infrastructure is.
Right.
Okay. And they're limited to, of course, the data.
Basically, that they're generating themselves.
Yeah, and from some other sources, perhaps that are again industry focused,
industry magazines, etc.
Correct. So the FBI is able to, in a case like that, for for an InfraGard member, is able to disseminate information of their specific sector to them that they wouldn't find elsewhere. And by the way, this also includes dissemination of information from DHS as well.
Right. DHS, a very big part of this. Mm-hmm. We're talking with T. Simmons and Alan Espinoza. They are highly placed people in something called InfraGard. It is a private partner alliance between the FBI and the private sector, and you can be a part of it. More about that coming up in just a couple of seconds. But these critical infrastructures are important that you know what they are. Chemical, remember that company down in Houston that had some chemicals that exploded because of this extra water, this 500-year flood from Hurricane Harvey. Yes. Commercial facilities, communications, critical manufacturing like Lockheed, dams, defense industrial base. Again, we've got a lot of that around here. We've got Bell Helicopter, for example, emergency services, energy, financial, Comanche Peak. Ring a bell?
Yes.
Financial services. That's also a big part of it, and a critical infrastructure. And if you don't believe me, just go back when the Iranians were responding to the Stuxnet attack. They attacked every American financial institution with denial of service worms and so on. And that was huge. And then one of the reasons why it was not effective and why it didn't bring the system down is because of stuff like infrastructure that has been carefully managed, carefully understood by companies that work with people like InfraGard. See how this all works together? So energy, financial services, food and agriculture, critically important, government facilities, healthcare and public health, nuclear technology, information technology, transportation systems, water and wastewater systems. So if you happen to work in any of those and you want to have some information that nobody else is going to see or very few people are going to see, and if you'd like to become a part of a community that stretches across the nation and across the state, InfraGard might just be exactly what you're looking for.
Absolutely. And joining is very easy. You go to the InfraGard website, it's infragard.org. Guard is, by the way, just remove the U as you would typically spell guard. And there's a whole story behind that, but we won't go there right now. But you go to the website and you apply. You need to be a U.S. citizen, be 18 years or older, belong to one of the critical infrastructures. So that almost everyone, unless you're perhaps retired and don't work anywhere, but for the most part, that everyone falls into that. Very simple application online, secure portal that goes straight to the FBI. They do just a FBI records check of you, make sure everything's kosher. And then, once you're approved, you're contacted, you're welcomed into InfraGard, and you're contacted by your local chapter, which in this case would be the North Texas InfraGard Members Alliance.
Exactly. And there's a reason for you to do this that we're going to get to in just a couple of seconds. There is a huge event coming, and you want to be a part of this. But once again, it's InfraGard, InfraGard.org. That's it. There is no U until you go to InfraGard, InfraGard.org, and sign up. And don't worry about the background. I mean, obviously, if I made it, you're going to make it. So you really don't have to worry about that. I got through because of the communications aspect of this.
Yes, sir.
So there you go. So when we talk about this, one of the things that we talk about as a part of this organization, like I said, I was fortunate to be on the board for several years now, is that nobody knows about us. Nobody has any idea we exist.
And we're trying to change that. We're trying to, through many of community events, get out there and spread the word.
And speaking of one of those events, one is coming. See, that's very smooth. See that handoff? See the way that worked? 2017 InfraGard Congress and Training Conference. It's the 2017 InfraGard Congress and Training Conference, turning risk into resiliency. Very cool. It's happening September 25th through the 28th. At the K. Bailey Hutchison Convention Center in Dallas. More details are going to be coming up on that. By the way, the opening keynote is going to be, let's see, who was that? Who's that guy? Gosh, President George W. Bush. Okay, I was kidding, guys. President George W. Bush.
Yes, sir.
Is going to open that.
Yes.
Wow. So K. Bailey Hutchison Convention Center, September 25th through 28th. More details on that coming up next as we continue our conversation with Hi.T. Simmons and Alan Espinoza from InfraGard. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, everybody. Dennis Gibbs here. The boat guy. Talking about boats, boating, lakes, marinas, and, well, if it floats, we talk about it. The advice we give is the best you will ever hear. They call it expert advice. Between myself, Boating Royalty, Lake Level Ginger, and Brother Strick, you hear only intelligent talk. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, the Big Boat and Outdoor Show, brought to you by DallasBoatsForSale.com.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis with news from the world of foundation repair, and what a busy world that is. I want to tell you about the folks I have used, Abacus Foundation Repair. They've been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. It's all about peace of mind. You don't want foundation problems. When they're solved, you want them solved right. You want an elite, state-of-the-art solution for your home, and they've got it. Abacus Foundation Repair Millennium Composite Pilings, the only DFW foundation repair contractor that has this advanced system. And here's something they want you to know. They have an A+ from the Better Business Bureau and a lifetime warranty insured by a $2 million products and services policy per project. $2 million backing up their work. You can be 100% certain your foundation will be repaired right the first time. So get in touch, 972-406-9000. Call the right company first. Abacus Foundation Repair. Count on them. Get AbacusFoundationRepair.com, 972-406-9000.
Varicose and spider veins. What a gift from my mom. She had them and I got them. Not only are they uncomfortable and sometimes painful, but I stopped wearing shorts and skirts because I was embarrassed and hated the way my legs looked. So I went to Vein Clinics of America. The procedure took about an hour and I was right back to work. What they're doing these days with lasers and minimally invasive technologies is unbelievable. The staff made me feel so comfortable, and the results, well, even my husband noticed. Vein Clinics of America has been treating vein disease for over 35 years. They're the largest and most experienced in the U.S. Look, I've been doing the commercials for Vein Clinics for years because I believe in them, and you can trust them too. The best part was my insurance covered the procedure. So stop hiding your legs this summer. There's no reason to suffer any longer. Call Vein Clinics of America now for your free fast-track consultation. Call 800-780-1975. 800-780-1975. That's 800-780-1975.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-3166. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-3166. That's 1-800-600-3166. 1-800-600-3166.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. Joe left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it, trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now. 1-800-400-1942. That's 1-800-400-1942. 1-800-400-1942.
Speed Queen washers and dryers, built for commercial use and now available for the home, are designed to last over 10,400 cycles or 25 years. But if you're an overworked multi-kids 10 loads a week kind of laundry doer, these machines may only last 20 years, even with Speed Queen's commercial quality metal components. So, buy a Speed Queen knowing you may be in for a mere 20 years of continuous use. Visit us at speedqueen.com.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Do you want to have an interaction with the FBI? Do you work in a critical infrastructure? Would you like to know more? Infragard.org, INFRAGARD. Infragard.org is how you get through. Now, there is an event coming up, the 2017 Infragard Congress and Training Conference. Now, talk to us a little bit about that, Alan. Tell me about what that's all about.
Absolutely. We are honored this year to actually have our national conference right here in Dallas.
At the K. Bailey Hutchison Convention Center.
Yes, sir. We're going to be co-locating with ASIS. They're having their national conferences or international conference there as well.
And what is ASIS? ASIS?
So they've actually stopped using their full name and only go by the acronym, but basically it's a security organization. Security,
okay.
That spans all different types of sectors when it comes to security. It's not just cyber, but
ASIS.
Yes, sir.
As is.
Okay,
there you have it. Okay.
So the conference starts September 25th, runs through the 28th. And for Infragard, we're going to have over 40 training sessions led by the FBI, subject matter experts of a variety of corporations, both local and
national. And we're going to end it with a business continuity tabletop exercise led by DHS.
Oh, that's very cool. Talk to me about that. What is that?
So that's where we're actually going to bring in subject matter experts, bring in the DHS, bring in folks that register for the tabletop that are interested in seeing what does it look like when a corporation goes through, say, a cyber breach, or when a corporation experiences some kind of an outage.
This is something like what Equifax is going through right this moment, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And so this tabletop exercise is going to focus on how do you prepare. There are different types of course, it's not all just cyber and breaches. There are all type of disasters and issues that you could experience at the level of your infrastructure. So this tabletop exercise is going to walk you through what does it look like to prepare for that. Real time, sitting there, actually working through it, assigning folks that are participating various roles, in the mock exercises. So that the point is for you to go back to your company and be prepared or help prepare your company, whether it's policy, whether it's technology, various resources, for you to go back and understand what it looks like for your company to be resilient in the case of some type of a either catastrophe, a disaster, a breach, whatever it may be. And so we're going to have that on the 28th, on the final day of the conference. So I definitely invite folks.
That's very cool. Yeah, that's something. This is something that's not going to go away. See, we know for a fact that our critical infrastructure is being targeted. It's going to be targeted. It's targeted. All these things that I was talking about. I mean, government facilities, energy. There have been attacks against switching stations. There have been, attacks against chemical companies. I mean, all of these things are simply a terror act away from actually happening. And indeed, this is a way for people to be more vigilant, to reduce the risk. So once again, this is how you get involved. Go to InfraGard, INFRAGARD.org. Go to that website right now. If you want to know more about the InfraGard Congress and Training Conference, Turning Risk into Resiliency, go to infragardtraining.org. That's INFRAGARD training, TRAINING.org. And you can find out more information there. By the way, what's the cost?
So the cost varies depending on how much of the program you want to attend and sessions and such.
And you can find that at infragardtraining.org.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hi, T. Simmons. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Alan Espinoza, always a pleasure to have you, brother.
Likewise. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for joining us on the Wells Report. You're listening to 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. And yes, the business is called Good Feet, and they take care of your feet. But in so doing, they take care of foot pain and knee pain and hip pain, even back pain, because it can all be related to your feet and not having the right kind of arch support. Well, the Good Feet stores in DFW, Fort Worth, Plano, South Lake, and Waco, those Good Feet stores are America's arch support experts. Your shoes don't automatically know how much arch support you need. And when I have my Good Feet inserts in my work shoes, in my workout shoes, in my comfy shoes, in my dress shoes, they all feel great. I'm working better, walking better, living life, loving life, because my feet don't hurt. Foot pain, knee pain, hip pain, back pain, they can help with all of these at the Good Feet stores. And they're in Fort Worth, Plano, South Lake, and Waco. And in Fort Worth and South Lake and Waco, they're open Sundays, noon to 5. So learn all about the hours and all the locations at goodfeetdfw.com. Get out of pain today. Goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling. It's been said many times, people believe what they want to believe. Many will ignore logic and go with emotion because the fear of loss is always stronger than the opportunity for gain. This often happens when choosing a home improvement contractor. People are swayed by some pretty before and after pictures and a convincing story accompanied with what sounds like a too good to be true price. They should be concerned with how long have they been in business? What kind of warranties do they have? And are they in writing? Don't get me wrong, price is important, but it should not be the deciding factor. When I started Statewide Remodeling with my partner over 23 years ago, we said we wanted to offer the best products with the strongest warranty at a fair price. I can tell you that is still our goal today. So if you need a company you can trust to install new windows and doors, exterior siding and trim, sunrooms or patio covers, or a new kitchen or bathroom, call us now for a free estimate and receive 23% off your whole project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, September 14th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott by the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 888-205-2098. This month's topic is how to complete a real estate deal by the end of 2017. Call 888-205-2098. Write it down. That's 888-205-2098 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
Does how you feel interfere with your lifestyle? Take control before it does. Harvard Medical recently published a paper on how to decrease your risk of cancer, heart disease, blood pressure, diabetes, bowel and vision problems. The answer, backed by dozens of studies, is not vitamins. It's eating more fruits and vegetables in their whole, complete form. 4 simple tips that I've used with my patients over the years are: 1, keep fruits and vegetables where you can see them readily. 2, get crazy. Explore the produce aisle and choose something new. 3, make it a meal. Try new recipes that include more vegetables and fruits. And the easiest of all, to get the complete nutrition of 31 different fruits and vegetables every day, take Balance of Nature.
What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code 660AM. Casting Crowns is coming to your town. A night of music and ministry with songs that will touch your heart.
You're one step away from surrender, one step away from coming home.
Grammy and Dove Award-winning Casting Crowns for one night only, performing all your favorite Casting Crown songs, as well as songs from their latest album, The Very Next Thing.
Coming Sunday, December 3rd at 7:30 p.m. to College Park Center at the University of Texas at Arlington. Tickets at utatickets.com.
We alarm our houses and we alarm our cars. But when it comes to your personal information, it can be tough to know when something isn't right. That's where Discover Card can help. Now, we'll send you an alert if we find your social security number on any one of thousands of risky websites. And this service is free for card members. Just sign up online. It's our way of looking out for you, not just your account. Learn more at discover.com/free alerts. Limitations apply.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Hi, T. Simmons, Alan Espinosa. Great people. Love those folks. InfraGard's a great organization. Get involved. At least go look. INFRAGARD.org. You'll be glad you did. I talked about this when it happened, and I promised that I was going to keep my eyes on it. And the reason that I'm keeping my eyes on it is because this is outrageous and it's wrong and it's terrible and it's awful. And it has to do with some people who are simply trying to do a job that is rapidly becoming an embarrassment to not just themselves, but the government of the United States. It is the TSA pat-down procedure that is being implemented around the country. There's a guy who dealt with this, John McCormick. I've done it myself. You have your choice of either being strip searched by a scanner, or you can be patted down by a human being. Being strip searched by a scanner involves x-rays. I'm just, I'm trying to figure out just exactly why is it that we have to be exposed to x-rays and all this, and I realize that this is the terror world and we live in that terror world and blah, 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 blah. But there are other ways of doing this. There are other ways of doing this that do not violate the Constitution of the United States. And this is a clear violation of the very rights this nation fought a revolution to have. McCormick writes in the Weekly Standard and the LA Times, TSA quietly launches new enhanced pat-down procedure. TSA, of course, won't actually describe how the new procedure is different from the old one. TSA officials declined to detail the new universal procedure or the previous pat-down tactics, but the industry is bracing for passenger unhappiness about more invasive searches. These are going to continue to become more invasive and more invasive and more invasive, because that's the way the slippery slope works. Soon, you're going to have to go through one of these pat-down searches when you get on a train. Any train. There'll be your TSA worker at the DART terminal. And then what's next? Cabs? If you wonder what those pat-downs involve, McCormick had a first-hand experience at the Kansas City airport. After going through a metal detector in the TSA pre-security line, John McCormick was randomly selected to see if a machine would detect explosives on my hands. See, when I go through the airline waiting line, the security line, they know that I have a CHL, a license to carry. So my hands get swabbed every time. Every time. Now, I'm smart enough to know that I don't want to go shooting 3 or 4 days before I go flying. So I don't spend a lot of time shooting, so I don't have this residue on my hands. But that's something, that's something I'm already doing to be able to keep myself from being subjected to even more difficult searches. So after going through the metal detector in the TSA pre-security line, John McCormick was randomly selected to see if a machine would detect explosives. His palms were swabbed. The machine detected explosives, even though he had not recently handled a gun, flammable liquids, or any sort of explosives. Another airline passenger told him the same machine had detected explosives on the hands of another passenger who had gone through the line just minutes before he did. So now you get the extra special deluxe treatment. The agent runs his hand inside your waistband and runs his hand up the back of each leg until he meets resistance, and then does the same from the front of each leg. And then the TSA agent swipes the front of his hands 3 or 4 times right over the zipper of one's Gap Outlet Comfort Stretch khakis. In other words, they put their hands on your junk. For what it's worth, this isn't the story of an agent who didn't know how to do a pat-down. The agent described exactly what he was going to do before he did it. Seemed to be simply carrying out the government's policy. I'm sure he'd like a job that involved less groping. McCormick says he's not a crazy ACLU type. I've had no problem with body scanners or previous TSA pat-downs. In 2009, a terrorist family famously smuggled a bomb in his underwear aboard a U.S. flight. But the agent of the state would probably only touch a citizen's genitals 7 or 8 times if the agent has reasonable suspicion. and not because a machine is malfunctioning or calibrated intentionally or unintentionally to detect explosives on everyone who is tested. Why are we having this conversation? Why? Why is this still in place? This is an abject violation of the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. They don't have probable cause to search you, either electronically or manually. It's none of their damn business whether you handled a weapon before you came to fly. Have you got a weapon on you? No. Well, this shows that you were handling a weapon in the last few days. So if I don't have a weapon, what does it matter? You've already searched all through my bags. So what are you saying here? You're saying that you're going to search everything I've got, including my junk. Are you kidding me? I remember when this first started, I said, I might get arrested one day because I might just refuse this. Because what I might end up doing is I might end up just saying, screw this. I'm not putting myself through this. I'm just going to leave. And then they're going to say, oh, no, you're not. Oh, yes, I am. And you're not going to stop me. I might just walk right out of that, and they wouldn't let me, because, of course, that means that I'm a terrorist, and that means that I'm trying to escape a perfectly legal groping. And so I'd probably, or what I'll end up doing probably one of these days is I'll just walk into the place where they search and take off all my clothes. I'll say, okay, let's just do this right. I mean, I've already gotten my belt off. I've already taken off my shoes. Why don't I just go ahead and just get this over with? I'll take off all my clothes. People can laugh, and then we can all go about our business. Steve in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hello, John David. I've already been there. Second week of June this summer, coming out of Raleigh-Durham Airport. Went through security. They found something in a briefcase that hit on the scanner. They couldn't find anything. They tore it apart 3 different times by 2 different people. So they wanted to go to a pat-down search. They patted me down, went back to the briefcase, still couldn't find it. Patted me down again, went back to the briefcase, still couldn't find anything. Had to go into a room, did the pat down you described, and then he asked me to unbuckle my pants. He had to go with his hands inside the pants to check the underwear while my shirt was in my armpits. And that went on for 5 minutes, whatever it was. They finally decided that I didn't have anything. An hour and a half after I entered TSA checkpoint, I was allowed to go through and catch my flight. And on the way out of the security area, after I had redressed, got all my luggage together, I stopped at where the police officer was and said, that, my friend, was sexual assault. What are you going to do about it? He goes, nothing.
Did you call the cops?
I talked one-to-one to a cop.
Oh, okay. So what he said was he's not going to do anything?
The local police was there in the background. You know how they had that little stand that they stand at?
Sure.
Backside in case problems come up. I walked up to him as I'm going to my gate. I said, that was sexual assault. What are you going to do about it? And he goes, nothing.
I don't know. I think I might call 911.
I just wanted to get out of there.
Well, I understand that. But you see, here's the thing, Steve, and I appreciate your call. The reason this is an egregious crime is because it's the government of the United States. If Southwest Airlines was doing a search like that, you wouldn't have a leg to stand on. In other words, there is no recourse. Your recourse is to not fly the airline. Forgive me for saying so, but it's not the United States' fault that the airline industry made it possible for people to hijack their airplanes and fly them into buildings. I realize that the failure of imagination extended to virtually every civilized mind in the United States and around the world. Use a fully fueled airliner as a cruise missile to take down a building. Somebody on this side of the Pacific Ocean and this side of the Atlantic Ocean should have figured that out. I've noticed that nobody's been able to get into a cockpit to do anything since then. So why aren't we doing something about this? Why are we continuing to allow this to happen? We're allowing this to happen because we are not allowing ourselves to be good stewards of the freedoms that we've been given by this country. Actually, standing up for the freedoms given to us by God. There's no redeeming anything here. There's no redeeming aspect to this. These people don't get to do that. If it's a private sector airline, they can do that all day. Your choice is to fly or not fly. But I am sick and tired of this. I am sick and tired of these searches getting worse and worse and worse. I'm sick and tired of somebody wondering whether or not I fired my weapon today. You've got some gun residue on your hands, Mr. Wells. Yes, I did. I just fired 500 rounds down at the local shooting range so that I was proficient. Well, we're going to have to feel your junk. Why? I just went through a metal detector. Well, maybe you have a gun that isn't made out of metal. Well, maybe I don't have a gun at all. Why in heaven's name, if I had a gun at all, would I go out and fire 500 rounds before I go flying? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to strip down to my underwear. You say one more word, and I'll take those off too. How about that? Well, you're under arrest, Mr. Wells. Okay, that's just fine. No problem. See you in court. The Supreme Court. It's time for this to come to a flippin' end. This is the Wells Report.
People call us when they just don't want to waste any more time living out an uncertain financial future.
Jerry Bailey and Dottie Schaefer of the Retirement Hour.
People often make serious mistakes when they inherit money or when they move money around from one account to another. Call us first and keep your money safe.
For over 30 years, we've helped Texas families just like yours eliminate their risk in retirement. The sooner you call, the safer your options.
Call us today for your free, no-obligation retirement review in our Dallas or our Fort Worth office.
Enjoy peace of mind knowing you won't be blindsided in retirement. 800-550-6750.
Protect and grow with us. Local relationship, local accountability.
If you are retired or about to retire during these uncertain times and you want to protect and grow your money, call now. 800-550-6750. Learn more at theretirementhour.com. 800-550-6750.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Hey, remember the mortgage meltdown of 2008? Have you tried to get a mortgage since then and been turned down? Or maybe you haven't even tried because your credit score is stuck at 585 or your tax returns have too many write-offs. Well, Cash Call Mortgage has great news for you. We've just introduced programs for people who've been told no. And what's doubly exciting is that we can solve your mortgage problems with no closing costs, no points, title, escrow, and no fees.
Wait, Cash Call, are you saying you now have credit and income solving mortgages with no closing costs? Are you kidding?
You heard right. A credit or income-solving loan with no closing costs. Call 855-875-CASH, and we'll work with you to solve your mortgage issues. Make the cash call at 855-875-CASH.
First mortgages impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. 1 City Boulevard, Orange, California, 92868. NMLS 128231. Equal housing lender. Not licensed in all states. Not available in Washington State. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing, terms, and restrictions.
That's 855-875-CASH.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. With the kids back to school and football getting started and summer turning to fall, we start to think about those milestones of life. Let's see how many more years you have in you, and let's maximize those years with healthy habits like going to Viascan of Las Colinas. I love John Duncan and the crew at Viascan. They take these tests that tell you a lot about your actual health, like are you about to have a heart attack? What is your level of stroke risk? Do you have little tiny cancers that you can't even detect? That's what the heart scan, the body scan, and the stroke risk scan do. Any one of those tests is thousands of dollars ordinarily, but at Viascan, all three of them together, $695. It's the back to school special, $695. Give them a buzz at 972-739-2840. 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan. I'm in there annually. I love it. Keeps me healthy. Viascan of Las Colinas. Ask for the back to school special, 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield. We cover major components of air conditioners, plus 20 other home systems and appliances, like electrical systems, plumbing, refrigerators, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-400-6096. Homeowners insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Be sure with the Shield. American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-400-6096. That's 1-800-400-6096. 1-800-400-6096.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
Yeehaw! You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number is 866-660-5759. The U.S. Department of Justice will not bring federal charges against 6 police officers involved in the arrest and the in-custody death of Freddie Gray, a young black man whose death touched off weeks of protests and unrest in Baltimore. The officers were charged by state prosecutors after Gray's neck was broken in the back of a police transport wagon in April of 2015. The 25-year-old was handcuffed and shackled at the time. He was unrestrained by a seatbelt. 3 officers were acquitted at trial, Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby later dropped the remaining state cases. Gray's family attorney, Billy Murphy, said the Justice Department informed him today, that no federal charges would be filed. The decision means that none of the officers will be held criminally responsible for Gray's death. 5 officers face internal disciplinary hearings scheduled to begin October 30th. Those officers are Lieutenant Brian Rice, Sergeant Alicia White, Officers Cesar Goodson, Edward Nero, and Garrett Miller. The 6th officer, William Porter, was not charged administratively. By the way, the Baltimore Sun supported the Justice Department decision, and so most of the case is now closed. You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Coming up in just a couple of moments, there's a law out there that needs to be, shall we say, renewed. Shall we renew it? This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Michael Medved for townhall.com. The sharpest divisions in politics today aren't based on race or economic status, but on religion. Last year's exit poll showed 26% who described themselves as evangelical Christians, and they preferred Donald Trump by a crushing margin of 81 to 16%. Among the rest of the electorate, the 74% who said they were not evangelical or born again, Hillary won a landslide, 60 to 34%. Now, why the big difference when few fervent Christians viewed Trump as a paragon of virtue or a person of deep faith? The answer involves pervasive fear about threats to religious liberty, with people of faith alarmed at attacks on individuals, businesses, and even religious organizations that espouse politically incorrect views on same-sex marriage, abortion, or public prayer. Unless liberals begin standing up for religious liberty and freedom of conscience and stop treating religious believers as the enemy, people of faith will continue to swing elections to the GOP as a matter of self-defense. I'm Michael Medved.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis with news from the world of foundation repair, and what a busy world that is. I want to tell you about the folks I have used, Abacus Foundation Repair. They've been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. It's all about peace of mind. You don't want foundation problems. When they're solved, you want them solved right. You want an elite, state-of-the-art solution for your home, and they've got it. Abacus Foundation Repair, Millennium Composite Pilings, the only DFW foundation repair contractor that has this advanced system. And here's something they want you to know. They have an A+ from the Better Business Bureau and a lifetime warranty insured by a $2 million products and services policy per project. $2 million backing up their work. You can be 100% certain your foundation will be repaired right the first time. So get in touch, 972-406-9000. Call the right company first. Abacus Foundation Repair. Count on them. Get it? AbacusFoundationRepair.com, 972-406-9000.
Ready to replace that lumpy old mattress? This time make it a Sovereign European mattress system. What you'll find is a healthier, more durable, more comfortable mattress at a very reasonable price. How reasonable? King-size mattresses start at $2,300, and with 0% interest for 12 months, that's about $6 a day. Priced below all those premium mattresses on the market, and even though you're getting a better bed, you're not paying more for it. Sovereign European Sleep Systems in Dallas and South Lake. Learn more at sovn.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jill Nato. Florida residents returning home to see the devastation left by Irma.
We're at the Sterling Mobile Home Park in Lakeland. It's where Hurricane Irma's eye wall tracked straight through, bending steel billboards and snapping trees and power lines.
I was scared to death, thought we were going to die.
They told us 5 to 7 days before we have any power.
Gas stations here are on empty. To the west in neighboring Polk City, homes and neighborhoods, they're flooded. People are now using kayaks and ATVs to get in.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Celebrities like Beyonce, Blake Shelton, Oprah Winfrey joining for a fundraiser to help hurricane victims. Stevie Wonder opening the show with a political jab.
Anyone who believes that there is no such thing as global warming must be blind or unintelligent.
President Trump heading to Florida to survey the damage Thursday. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer.
Summertime may be winding down, but you know there are more adventures on the horizon. Hey, it's Mark Davis and my friends at Climate Evangelist Eye Center. Maybe it's a Labor Day getaway, still get to go to the beach, Friday night on the patio with friends. Still time to celebrate the good Texas weather. So whatever you see yourself doing, you shouldn't have to deal with bad vision, contacts, foggy glasses. Time to talk about achieving great vision, the phenomenal end of summer LASIK special. You ready? $2,000 off. Blade-free LASIK if you have your procedure by September 30th. $2,000 off. Learn more at 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020, Climate Evangelist Eye Center. Dallas, Arlington, Plano, free consultation, world-class care, great group of surgeons, advanced technology, great people. You get great vision, all while saving $2,000. 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020, or learn more at LASIK, L-A-S-I-K, LASIKsurgery.com.
Standard text message and data rates may apply.
Hey, time out, guys. Living an active life has always been important to me. I've been playing in the same weekend basketball game for years. And I try to get to the gym, 2-3 times a week. But I'm in my 50s now, and my energy level and stamina just aren't what they used to be. I was ready to just accept it as part of getting older when I heard about nitric oxide. It's vital in our bodies as it signals our blood vessels to relax and expand, helping to increase circulation. But after 40, we don't produce enough of it. Then I discovered Super Beets, a powerful concentrated superfood that you drink. It supports blood flow and oxygen to your entire body, giving your heart and cardiovascular system a boost. Super Beets helps increase your energy, stamina, and vitality. Thanks to Super Beets, I'm back to living the healthy life I love.
You can try Super Beets for free for 10 days. Just text SUPER to 246810 to claim your free 10-day supply of Super Beets. All you pay is processing and handling. Text the word SUPER to 246810 now to get your free 10-day supply. Text SUPER to 246810.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling, with what we think is a pretty important announcement. Statewide Remodeling has been awarded an exclusive distributorship for Kohler walk-in bathtubs, which are manufactured right here in Texas. If you've been considering one of these, you need to give us a call. Many manufacturers have these built out of the country, and you know the problems that can cause. We buy factory direct from the #1 brand in bathroom products, and since we're the #1 bathroom remodeling company in Texas with warranty second to none, I'd say that's a hard combination to beat. And if you call now for your free design consultation in celebration of our 23rd year in business, you will receive 23% off your whole project. That discount applies to all bathroom remodeling, like tub to shower conversions and one-day acrylic overlays. We offer 100% financing and many same as cash options. Stop by our Dallas showroom at 2450 Esters Boulevard, north of DFW Airport. Check us out online anytime at statewideremodeling.com, or for that in-home design, call 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, September 14th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott by the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 888-205-2098. This month's topic is how to complete a real estate deal by the end of 2017. Call 888-205-2098. Write it down. That's 888-205-2098 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
Message and data rates may apply.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, text KIT to 642-642 for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away, so you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Text KIT to 642-642 for a free information kit with all the details. That's KIT to 642-642. Again, text KIT to 642-642.
I'm struggling.
I'm struggling.
I feel sad.
Totally overwhelmed. Who do I talk to?
If someone you know is struggling with depression or anxiety, don't assume someone else will reach out. Let them know you care by starting a conversation. You might just save a life.
Hi, I'm Sandy Cornyn. My husband, Senator John Cornyn, and I know that depression and anxiety can be successfully treated. Encourage those you love to seek help.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Thanks to Edward Snowden, we know a little bit more about the National Security Act known as the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, specifically Title VII of that act. We know that everything we say can end up in a federal data hub somewhere in Utah. Everything that you text, every email you write, everything that you do electronically is sucked up by any number of these organizations that are painstakingly putting together a complete and total dossier on your life. Where you travel, what Google sites you search, any of that information available to the U.S. government for a song and a warrant, courtesy of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. 866-660-5759 is our telephone number. This Surveillance Act, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, is coming up for renewal. Do you want your representatives in Congress to vote yes for that renewal? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. The Director of National Intelligence, Dan Coates, Attorney General Jeff Sessions are seeking a reauthorization of Title VII of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, whose key section 702 allows the National Security Agency to tap the communications of foreigners located abroad for intelligence purposes. As we have seen, it also allows for the tapping of communications of foreigners with American political associates of major campaigns. We've seen all of that. We've seen enough felonies being handed out during the Clinton run for the presidency that there would be people going to jail for decades if it wasn't for the fact that the power elite takes care of their own. Clearly, if you had done any of the things that Hillary Clinton had done, James Comey, any of these people, you would be in jail right this minute. So now they're trying to renew this sucker. Should we let them? I would say no. And I would say no immediately, and I would try to keep it that way. Because I don't think this is necessary. But then again, I don't think the Department of Homeland Security is necessary. I don't like being spied on. I don't like my rights being trampled. I don't like it that Americans have turned into, I'm sorry, you have no probable cause. Why are you talking to me? And stomping off in a righteous, patriotic huff. Now standing there patiently in some airport line while someone feels you up. I'm sorry, that's enough. That's as far as that needs to go. It's all part of this ridiculous idea that says the government has to intervene. The government does not have to intervene, except by virtue of the fact that you say, so if you allow a hijacker on one of your airplanes, the fine will start at $1 billion. And then the actual airline industry itself has to do this. If they were smart, they would put together a consortium of companies, a private company no less, to take over the TSA, certainly the TSA airport security angle, and put that in the private domain. Privatize the entire TSA airline security model. Just do that. Because if those people were private employees, we would have nothing to complain about. If you don't like being felt up, don't fly. But that's not what we're doing. And we live in a world where we're constantly under surveillance. We don't have to live in that world. We're not supposed to live in that world. The NSA has the ability to tap the communications of foreigners located abroad for intelligence purposes. I have no problem with that. But I sure have a problem with this. And we sure do need to do something about it. Section 702 was passed in 2008 to replace a previously secret and illegal warrantless wiretap program instituted after the September 11th, 2001 attack. It gave intelligence agencies the power to tap the phone calls and emails of foreigners located outside the United States carried by the U.S. communication company. It was renewed in 2012 for 5 more years. Comes up for reauthorization again by December 31st. I want to know whether or not we want this law renewed. Yes or no, and why? I'm saying no. Because there are better ways of doing it. There are better ways of doing this kind of very serious security. Now, I realize the airline industries are in a tight spot. But that just is not my problem. My problem is that I've got a government violating its own constitution hundreds of thousands of times every single day. And it gets worse and worse and worse every single day. And that's enough. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Cheryl in Arlington, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Oh, thank you, John David. It's so good to talk to you. I was going to tell you that after 9/11, a company was hired that to go in and train all of the TSA agents on how to detect a bomb or anything else like that that was a hindrance or a weapon. And we were taught specifically not to be invasive. I was one of the main trainers for this. I went to every airport in the United States training these TSA agents. This is not what it's supposed to be. After the initial training and everything that we did all over the country, Guam and Puerto Rico, everywhere, I promise you, what they're doing is what they've made up to do on their very own. This is ridiculous. People cannot go to the airport and feel safe.
Well, they they can't go to the airport and feel like they're not going to get pawed at.
Exactly. And this is wrong. This was not how these people were taught. And the heads of the airport have evidently allowed this to happen.
Well, it's also gotten to the point. It's also gotten to the point where technology changes.
It does.
I mean, you're in a situation where the terrorists progress.
Yes,
and they find ways of hunting and pecking and so on and so forth, trying to find their way through this security.
Unfortunately,
it's human nature, and they're reasonably good at it, and they occasionally have a success.
Yes, they do, but this still is no need to poke and prod on innocent people that are coming through a line that has to stand in a horrible line anyway to get through all of this process. It just is not a necessary thing, because I will tell you this, those x-ray machines show everything.
No, they certainly do.
They do.
They certainly do. And enough's enough. I didn't spend $300 on an airline ticket so that I could get gawked at or pawed at. If you want somebody to say, for example, if you want to stop people from hijacking airliners, like I keep saying from the beginning of this fracas, I said let police officers carry their weapons. Out in the open. Let those of us with concealed weapons permits carry our weapons on airplanes. If someone says, hey, you know what? Get to the back of the plane after he hauls out a pistol, chances are pretty likely he's going to get shot 2 or 3 different times from weapons with 3 different calibers coming from 3 different directions. Eight 660-5759, 866-660-5759. You're listening to the Wells Report. I'm tired of my Fourth Amendment rights being completely and totally blasted because someone might do something. The reason they call it a slippery slope is because it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Now they're just outright touching your junk because, well, that may be where the bomb is. 866-660-5759. This is the Wells Report. Texas is a conservative state, but it can only stay that way if Texans are informed and engaged. Hi, I'm John David Wells from the Wells Report. I want to tell you about Empower Texans and EmpowerTexans.com. What they do every day is they help Texans be informed and engaged as citizens as to exactly what their Texas representatives are doing, what their city councilmen are doing. They let you know exactly what's happening in your town, in your state, and all you got to do is sign up. Michael Quinn Sullivan is part of all of this. He's been a friend of mine for years, over 10 years, in fact. He's doing the hard work of liberty, fiscal responsibility, and just plain accountability on behalf of you and me, and offering us an opportunity to get the actual output of his fine organization. I think what you ought to do is allow yourself to take part in something that adds to the accountability of politicians in Texas. Visit EmpowerTexans.com. Subscribe to their free weekly news digest. That's the deal. They will explain everything there is to know about what you need to know when it comes to what your politicians are up to. Do it. Go to EmpowerTexans.com. Subscribe to the free weekly newsletter. Make that EmpowerTexans.com, EmpowerTexans.com. Tell them you heard about it on the Wells Report.
660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. People always ask me why we don't advertise on price. The answer? We advertise on quality. Imagine if Honda Accords were assembled by local car dealers instead of the factory. Wouldn't you pay a lot more attention to the quality of that dealer? Folks, replacing an air conditioner is the same thing. We're assembling that product in your attic. And the most important day of your system's life is the day it's installed. Our installation teams undergo hundreds of hours of hands-on factory and field training. Right now, you can combine manufacturer and utility rebates to save over $5,000 on a brand new system that can cut your electric bill in half. So call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning and see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-YOUR-HERO, or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Mike Gallagher here for Relief Factor. You might be asking, who should consider ordering Relief Factor? Well, anyone with pain that's keeping them from doing things that bring joy to their life. Maybe taking a long walk, not having the pain, riding a bike, playing golf again without pain, opening a jar or sewing or using a hammer, even rolling out of bed every morning without pain. For me, I had hip replacement, and then I had a little bit of a scooter accident in New York, left me miserable, aches and pains, until I started taking Relief Factor. Heard about them on the radio. I started to take Relief Factor, a packet in the morning, a packet in the evening. You know what? I was completely pain-free. I want to prove it to you by you taking the 3-week quick start from Relief Factor. It's only $19.95. Do you know 80% of those who take the quick start order again? We know it works. So if your pain isn't worth the price of a cup of coffee a day to lower, then you're not in much pain. If it is worth it, try the 3-week quick start. ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com, or call 800-500-8384, Relief Factor.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. Joe left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it, trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-400-1942. That's 1-800-400-1942. 1-800-400-1942.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield. We cover major components of air conditioners, plus 20 other home systems and appliances, like electrical systems, plumbing, refrigerators, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-400-6096. Homeowners insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Be sure with the Shield. American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-400-6096. That's 1-800-400-6096. 1-800-400-6096.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. And so there is a law coming up, the FISA law. Director of National Intelligence Dan Coates and Attorney General Jeff Sessions are seeking a reauthorization of Title VII of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. The key section, 702, allows the National Security Agency to tap the communications of foreigners abroad for intelligence purposes. They also use that very same section to tap the communications of foreigners not abroad in the United States. And frankly, they're working out a way to not have to mask the identities of people who happen to be talking with those foreign agents. I'm saying that what we need to do is we need to look really hard at not reauthorizing this title of this act. How much more information does the government need about us? Especially when you consider that 99.9875 people in the United States have absolutely zero interest in terrorism. Let me get to Dick and Justin. Dick, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
It's almost a shame that we even know about the program, because any foreign terrorist knows that he's not going to be able to pick up the phone in the United States and call back to his headquarters in Baghdad somewhere, because he knows the NSA is going to be listening to it.
Yep.
But beyond that, David, I don't know of any spot in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights that guarantees privacy.
The Fourth Amendment.
Okay.
The Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. Let me
I thought that
this.
was against illegal search and seizure.
Well, that's part of privacy.
Right.
Let me give you this. The right to privacy is alluded to in the Fourth Amendment. It says the right of the people to be secure in their persons. That means that they don't get to put their hands on you to try to find out whether or not you're hiding something. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, both inside and out, houses, papers, and effects. In other words, every time somebody forces you to do a blood draw, they're violating the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution.
Would that also cover electronic communication?
I believe it does, because it also goes on to say this: the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. I believe that a computer is certainly is referred to as an effect. Papers certainly referred to as things that you would print inside your computer.
The thing you often hear about this is, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, what's your concern? What are you worried about?
Just because I'm innocent doesn't mean I don't have rights.
No, I didn't say you don't. I'm just saying that most people would say if you're not doing anything illegal, then why do you concern yourself with it?
Because I have rights.
Right.
Because I don't live in a country that can stop me in my pursuit of happiness to put their hands down my pants to see if I'm carrying something illicit.
The problem is, as we all know, if the government wants to do it, they're going to do it.
No, that's how revolutions start. And I'm beginning to wonder whether or not we need one. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Zero Res. They've been cleaning my carpets for years, and now they do a great job on hardwood floors. You know why we love hardwood floors? Because of the way they look when they are clean. But you can't neglect them. The finish can wear through. You can have loss of stain color, damage to the actual wood, and that gets you into restoration and all kinds of other things. Let's keep the floors clean and get them well taken care of with my friends at Zero Res and the following Mark Davis Show special. 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN. You get them to clean your hardwood floors, and they'll do a room of carpet cleaning for free. 214-37-CLEAN. you cut that deal right now. And go to ZeroResDFW.com, ZEROREZ, ZeroResDFW.com, and click the Wood Floors tab and see the befores and afters and see what great beauty you can get out of your hardwood floors. ZeroRes, ZEROREZ, ZeroResDFW.com, 214-37-CLEAN. Let them do the hardwoods. They'll do a room of carpet free. 214-37-CLEAN or ZeroResDFW.com.
Hi, you may recognize my voice. For years, I've been doing the commercials for Vein Clinics of America. The really funny thing is I had bulging varicose and spider veins for years and didn't do anything about it. There were whole summers I'd play the cover-up game and suffer because I didn't want to wear shorts or skirts. Listen, when your veins are bulging out the back of your legs, you don't want people to see. It's embarrassing and painful. So I finally did something and I went to Vein Clinics of America. It was so much easier than I thought. My treatments only took about an hour and I went right back to work. And now I'm wearing shorts and my legs look and feel amazing. Best of all, my insurance covered the procedure. So stop hiding. Call Vein Clinics of America now. They're the best. They're the largest, and they've been helping people restore their legs for over 35 years. There's absolutely no reason to suffer any longer. Call Vein Clinics now for your free fast-track consultation. Call 800-780-1975. 800-780-1975. That's 800-780-1975.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-3166. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-3166. That's 1-800-600-3166. 1-800-600-3166.
This is a special alert to consumers who owe back taxes to the IRS.
Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle tax problems. An open phone line has been established by National Tax Relief. Grab a pen or put this number in your cell phone, but call 1-800-210-0311 today. That's 1-800-210-0311. When you call, you'll get information and see if you qualify. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and can't afford to pay them back, there's no need to fear anymore. You may qualify for a program that could settle your tax problems and save you money. For free information and to see if you qualify, call National Tax Relief today at 1-800-210-0311. That's 1-800-210-0311. Call National Tax Relief today. 1-800-210-0311.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
When you're hiring, you want qualified candidates fast, and it can be hard to know where to find them. More than 3 million businesses use Indeed.com, the world's #1 job site. Whether you need entry-level or highly skilled employees, Indeed helps you find great talent and make the right hire. Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to give their first job post premium visibility as a sponsored job. Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/promo. That's Indeed.com/promo. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report with John David Wells. Must Hear Radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. What do you say we find out what Mark Davis has got planned for us tomorrow? Shall we? 866-660-5759, our telephone number. Mark Davis will be using that one tomorrow, beginning at 7 o'clock, and here's why you should call him.
Hey, JD, good Tuesday evening. You know, there are days when I can fill 2 talk shows, so tomorrow morning, how about if I do just that? Join me starting at 5 a.m., subbing on the Hugh Hewitt Show. We'll track the latest topics. There's something I'm noticing. Is post-hurricane goodwill wearing off? Is it ever okay to ask how much taxpayer money should go to all this rebuilding? Also, latest in overnight news. Join us 5 to 8 tomorrow morning. One more day on Hugh Hewitt, and then finishing up 8 to 10. See everybody in the morning. Mark Davis here on 660 AM, The Answer.
He's a man. I'm going to tell you something. My favorite talk show host, Mark Davis, don't forget to miss him. Don't miss him. Don't forget to listen. Don't miss him. Tomorrow morning, beginning at 5 o'clock. Shush. Don't ask me. It had numbers in it.
Don't shush me.
It had numbers
I'll
in it.
Shush you.
It had numbers in it. Yeah, go ahead. Aw, come on. See, that's funny.
Hey, I've missed 2 weeks of this.
Yeah, I understand. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. So the FISA court, right? Do we want to keep the FISA court? Do we want to keep the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act? I say no. I say no. Put the money that you spend on the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act and give it to the FBI. Tell the FBI to make sure that there are no terrorist attacks in the country. Turn them loose. And I'm reasonably sure that the FBI would make it impossible for any terrorist to operate in the country. That's what should happen. The National Security Agency is sometimes called the Puzzle Palace. Puzzle Palace is kind of an interesting place. It's a place where lots and lots and lots of information gets changed. And it's one of those things that we want them to do. We want them to do it overseas. We don't want them looking at us. But because of 9/11 and because of the reorganization of the government, because of the Patriot Act, we decided to break down the walls between, say, for example, the FBI and the CIA, FBI and NSA, so that everybody could talk to everybody about everybody. This is when things went dangerously awry in the nation. I remember somebody saying that, gosh, it seems so stupid that I could go to jail because I'm an FBI agent. I can't reach out to a CIA agent in the field to give me information about, say, for example, a terrorist attack, an imminent terrorist attack. Well, I can see why that's an issue. Because before you know it, you've got Susan Rice tapping into that information for political purposes. That's why it's a problem. And then getting away with it. To me, we have an issue. I understand, but it's been 16 years. It's time for us to try something just a bit different, I think. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759 is my telephone number. The reason I'm asking you to keep that telephone number handy is because I want your feedback on this. The National Security Agency has awarded tech firm CSRA the first of 3 portions of its classified groundbreaker contract, which could potentially be worth as much as $2.4 billion over the next decade if all of the options are exercised. CSRA announced the award through a Securities and Exchange Commission filing, where it acknowledged the value and duration of the contract without naming the customer agency or the contract's name. Neither CSRA or NSA offered comment to NextGov for this story. This, by the way, from NextGov. Frank Conkle is the article writer. Details on Groundbreaker are sparse. The NSA program dates back to a 2001 effort to outsource IT operations. At the time, then NSA Director Michael Hayden said the contract would allow NSA to refocus assets on the agency's core mission of providing foreign signals intelligence and protecting U.S. national security-related information systems by turning over several information technology infrastructure services for industry purview. The agency would later use the contract to develop its own private cloud, which acts as a modern repository for all the agency's data. NSA awarded the first Groundbreaker contract, reportedly worth as much as $5 billion over 10 years, to a joint alliance of contractors in 2001 called the Eagle Alliance, led by Computer Sciences Corporation, which is now CSRA. The Eagle Alliance, which includes companies such as Northrop Grumman, won NSA's first recompete of Groundbreaker, which is set to expire in its current iteration September 30th. The government's full spend on the Groundbreaker program is not publicly disclosed, but according to a March 2016 report to investors, Groundbreaker makes up 7% of CSRA's annual revenue. In 2016, CSRA's total revenue was $4.2 billion. NSA floated a draft request for proposals for Groundbreaker about 2 years ago to various defense and technology firms requesting a shift in the agency's strategy. Rather than one large follow-on contract, NSA opted to break the recompeted award into 3 portions, altogether totaling some $5 billion. CSRA's award last week represents the largest of those portions. Those sources familiar with CSRA's portfolio tell NextGov the company is competing for all 3. So what I'm trying to figure out exactly is this. How much more capability does NSA need? How much of this brand new capability, this $2.4 billion that's going to be available to CSRA to improve all of the work that NSA is doing, how much of that is going to be focused on the American people? You and me. The answer is you don't know. The answer is I don't know. One thing WikiLeaks certainly showed us is that this government of the United States, because of the Patriot Act, was absolutely violating the Constitution of the United States every single day. Every single day. We, the people of the United States, didn't do anything about it. There was a giant kerfuffle. I sent out an awful lot of I told you so's because there were a lot of people that said I was nuts when I was talking about the fact that this was happening. They said, you're just paranoid, tinfoil hat wearing crazy kook. Then I started sending out newspaper articles discussing what I had discussed some 6 months prior, 12 months prior, 18 months prior. I have no idea what Groundbreaker is. I don't care. What I care about is whether or not there's some sort of way for us to find out just exactly how much of all of this technology is going to be focused on we, the people of the United States, instead of people offshore, instead of people outside the boundaries of the continental United States. That's where all of this technology should be focused. If a United States citizen is on the phone with some foreign national, it's not the government's business. But those aren't the rules of engagement currently impaneled. If somebody from a foreign land calls you, you are being recorded. But then again, arguably, if someone is not from a foreign nation calling you, you can also be recorded. How did we get here? We traded freedom for a little security. And we have reaped just exactly the harvest that Benjamin Franklin said we would. Those who would trade transitory freedom for transitory security deserve neither. And now NSA is quietly putting out billions upon billion, $5 billion to do what? No one knows. No one will know. Can't talk about it. Can't have anything to do with it. Nothing to see here. Move along, move along. But I'm trying to tell you, there are a lot of people that sort of pass away suddenly. It makes you wonder why. Why did they pass away? How did that happen? What went on to make that so? Was it something that the NSA picked up over a telephone call? Is that what Groundbreaker is? I mean, I don't want to get into this conspiracy crap, but I've got to tell you something. All this stuff is going on right under our noses. If it wasn't for WikiLeaks, we would have had absolutely no idea what was going on. None. Sorry, I needed a glass of water, a small little splash of water. I mean, are you feeling like the government of the United States is leaving you out? Do you feel like the government of the United States is deeply involved in your life without permission? Without invitation? I mean, do I have a point here? I mean, am I seriously bringing something that is resonating to you as truth, or do I have another black helicopter flying around in my underwear right now? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. NSA quietly awards a classified $2.4 billion tech contract. To who? For Groundbreaker? What's that? Should we know? This is the Wells Report.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. And it's about to get worse. The IRS just hired an army of new tax enforcers. So, if you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. Optima has access to a special IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop that army of new enforcers from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A-rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $500 million of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. Call now for your free consultation.
Call 800-711-5743. 800-711-5743. 800-711-5743. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go to your phone and call right now to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device, absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-400-2199. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now, 1-800-400-2199. That's 1-800-400-2199.
Update from Dr. Douglas Howard. After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because they really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751.
12121212112. 121212. Do you remember that thing that was called? Do you remember that thing women executives were talking about? They said that it was time to lean in. Sheryl Sandberg was behind all that. She's someone that says that men run the world and it's not going that well. Should we turn the entire planet over to our women? Yes or no, and why? That's what we're going to talk about next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, you incredible human being. You are working and working and working. My goodness gracious, 2 shows a day. You are a star. My friend, we're going to be talking a little bit about whether or not Sheryl Sandberg, you know, the person that said that women executives should lean in. Sheryl Sandberg now says that men run the world and it's not going that well. She says that maybe it's time to turn things over to the women. Do you think that would work? What would that look like? Let's find out later tonight on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Items for driving new customers? We do. Do you know how to make your logo come alive and magnetically attract new, long-lasting customers? We do. And do you know how to ensure your logo is delivered on the right promotional items on time at a great price? We do. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Who are we? We're 4imprint, the nation's leading team to make your logo shine on your choice of thousands of promotional items. Discover the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers absolutely free. Plus, get a coupon for 10% off by texting BEST to 642642. Let us show you what a difference the right promotional items can make to help grow your brand. With 4imprint, you'll get high-quality products, exclusive items, popular brands, on-time delivery, and outstanding customer service. That's what we do. Discover the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers absolutely free. Plus, get a 10% off coupon by texting BEST to 642-642. That's BEST to 642-642.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report is on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. President Donald Trump's former national security advisor. This being reported by Jim Sciutto of CNN. President Donald Trump's former national security advisor, retired General Michael Flynn, has refused a new request to appear as a witness before the Senate Intelligence Committee, according to a congressional source. Flynn first declined to comply with a Senate subpoena in May, asserting his Fifth Amendment rights. More recently, the committee reiterated its request. Flynn has declined again, according to the source. The Senate Intelligence Committee has sought testimony from Flynn as part of its investigation into alleged Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. elections, as well as whether Trump associates had any involvement in that. Flynn resigned from the White House in February amid controversy over his communications with the Russian ambassador to the U.S. Those meetings, of course, being set up essentially by operatives who were looking for a way to bug Michael Flynn, then unmask his conversations, which is exactly what they did. Did anybody go to jail for that? No. Is there anybody in legal trouble over that? Yes. Who? Michael Flynn. If I was Michael Flynn, I'd tell everybody to take a flying bite of my butt. And I would say something along the lines of, so if you got a beef or something like that, send me an indictment. That's what I'd say. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. Coming up, Janice Dean, the weather machine. Why is she joining us? We'll tell you next on the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Do you share my nostalgia for a simpler time in America? We stood together to fight for a common flag. We backed a president in times of national unity. We stood together neighbor to neighbor. We didn't fight over silly things because at the end we were all Americans. Those were the days when values really meant something, and we shared a lot of those values. Well, there are folks fighting to get America back to that. My cell phone company, Patriot Mobile, is one of them. Make them your cell phone company too. PatriotMobile.com or 1-800-A-PATRIOT. In this busy back-to-school season, Patriot Mobile offering nationwide 4G LTE coverage, unlimited talk, text, and data, free iPhone 5S, free Samsung Galaxy S5, you pick it, all for $55 a month. The promo code is BTS back to school, BTS50 at 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com. Check out the website, see all the American conservative organizations that they support, and you can support them too by becoming a Patriot Mobile customer. 1-800-A-PATRIOT, patriotmobile.com, promo code BTS50.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Let's talk about AC service techs that are really just salesmen in disguise. Most companies use their service techs to sell new equipment on service calls. And the more equipment they sell, the more commission they make. But would you buy a new car from your mechanic? The fact is, the guy you're trusting to repair your system actually makes more money if he can sell you a new one. At Reliant Air Conditioning, you get a certified service technician, not a salesman. Our techs don't work on commission, and they don't sell equipment. If you need a new system, now you can combine manufacturer and utility rebates to save over $5,000 on a brand new system that can cut your electric bill in half. So call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning and see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-YOUR-HERO or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Finding great people to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's time to try ZipRecruiter, where 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within 1 day. How? Using powerful technology, ZipRecruiter matches your job to the right candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, only ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. That's right, free. Just dial ***zip. And when prompted, say talk. For your free trial, dial ***947, keyword talk.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jill Nato.
Emergency workers rushing to find victims of Hurricane Irma in the southernmost part of Florida and deliver food and water.
The Florida Keys took the brunt of the storm, with about 25% of homes in that area destroyed. Another 65% suffered major damage. President Trump will travel to Florida on Thursday, and in the Caribbean, French President Emmanuel Macron arrived to look at the damage to French territories that were battered by Irma. Carol Zimmer, Fox News.
The Supreme Court blocking a lower court's ruling that would have eased President Trump's travel ban. About 24,000 refugees would have been allowed into the country before the end of October if that order hadn't been struck down. The High Court expected to hear more on the ban October 10th. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Zero Res. They've been cleaning my carpets for years, and now they do a great job on hardwood floors. You know why we love hardwood floors? Because of the way they look when they are clean. But you can't neglect them. The finish can wear through. You can have loss of stain color, damage to the actual wood, and that gets you into restoration and all kinds of other things. Let's keep the floors clean and get them well taken care of with my friends at Zero Res and the following Mark Davis Show special. 214-37-CLEAN. 214-37-CLEAN. You get them to clean your hardwood floors, and they'll do a room of carpet cleaning for free. 214-37-CLEAN. You cut that deal right now. And go to ZeroResDFW.com, ZEROREZ, ZeroResDFW.com, and click the Wood Floors tab and see the befores and afters and see what great beauty you can get out of your hardwood floors. ZeroRes, ZEROREZ, ZeroResDFW.com. 214-37-CLEAN. Let them do the hardwoods. They'll do a room of carpet free. 214-37-CLEAN or ZeroResDFW.com.
People call us when they just don't want to waste any more time living out an uncertain financial future.
Jerry Bailey and Dottie Schaefer of the Retirement Hour.
People often make serious mistakes when they inherit money or when they move money around from one account to another. Call us first and keep your money safe.
For over 30 years, we've helped Texas families just like yours eliminate their risk in retirement. The sooner you call, the safer your options.
Call us today for your free, no-obligation retirement review in our Dallas or our Fort Worth office.
Enjoy peace of mind knowing you won't be blindsided in retirement. 800-550-6750.
Protect and grow with us. Local relationship, local accountability.
If you are retired or about to retire during these uncertain times and you want to protect and grow your money, call now. 800-550-6750. Learn more at theretirementhour.com. 800-550-6750.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. People always ask me why we don't advertise on price. The answer? We advertise on quality. Imagine if Honda Accords were assembled by local car dealers instead of the factory. Wouldn't you pay a lot more attention to the quality of that dealer? Folks, replacing an air conditioner is the same thing. We're assembling that product in your attic, and the most important day of your system's life is the day it's installed. Our installation teams undergo hundreds of hours of hands-on factory and field training. Right now, you can combine manufacturer and utility rebates to save over $5,000 on a brand new system that can cut your electric bill in half. So call two other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning and see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number is 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-YOUR-HERO or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Hey, remember the mortgage meltdown of 2008? Have you tried to get a mortgage since then and been turned down? Or maybe you haven't even tried because your credit score is stuck at 585 or your tax returns have too many write-offs. Well, Cash Call Mortgage has great news for you. We've just introduced programs for people who've been told no. And what's doubly exciting is that we can solve your mortgage problems with no closing costs, no points, title, escrow, and no fees.
Wait, Cash Call, are you saying you now have credit and income-solving mortgages with no closing costs? Are you kidding?
You heard right. A credit or income-solving loan with no closing costs. Call 855-875-CASH, and we'll work with you to solve your mortgage issues. Make the Cash Call at 855-875-CASH.
First Mortgages, Impact Mortgage Corp., DBA Cash Call Mortgage, One City Boulevard, Orange, California, 92868, NMLS 128231. Equal housing lender, not licensed in all states, not available in Washington State. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing, terms, and restrictions.
That's 855-875-CASH.
What do you call charging thousands of dollars for hearing aids?
I call it outrageous because hearing should not be a privilege for the rich. It's a basic right everyone deserves. Hi, I'm Dr. Chera Curry, board-certified ear, nose, and throat physician. If you or a loved one suffer from hearing loss but can't afford thousands for a hearing aid, I created MD Hearing Aid for you, a high-quality medical-grade hearing aid for a fraction of that price.
Try MD Hearing Aid at home, risk-free for 45 days. Call 1-800-300-0868.
No costly doctor's visit, no expensive and time-consuming fittings or appointments, no ugly, old-fashioned hearing aid that costs thousands. MD Hearing Aid is an FDA-registered, audiologist-tested hearing aid that's discreet and lets you hear what you've been missing at a savings of more than 80% off the average price of a traditional hearing aid.
Try MD Hearing Aid risk-free for 45 days. Call 1-800-300-0868. Plus, you'll get free shipping and free batteries for a year. 1-800-300-0868.
Casting Crowns is coming to your town. A night of music and ministry with songs that will touch your heart.
You're one step away from surrender, one step away from coming home.
Grammy and Dove Award-winning Casting Crowns for one night only, performing all your favorite Casting Crown songs, as well as songs from their latest album, The Very Next Thing.
Coming Sunday, December 3rd at 7:30 p.m. to College Park Center at the University of Texas at Arlington. Tickets at utatickets.com.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. We've been treated to senior meteorologist at Fox News Channel and Fox Business Network, Ms. Janice Dean, the Weather Machine. She has written a series of books. Freddie the Frogcaster. She is out with a brand new one. This is Freddie the Frogcaster and the Flash Flood. And besides, we wanted to talk to her about the hurricanes and all kinds of things. So welcome back to the Wells Report, Ms. Janice Dean. Great to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me back.
You keep writing these wonderful books, these Freddie the Frogcaster, and this time it's the Flash Flood. But, you know, you've been right on top of everything with these books because children are seeing all these very big weather events, and they have got to be incredibly concerned. And you have hit this book series right on time. And as a parent, I just want to say congratulations and thanks for all that work.
Oh, I appreciate that. You know, when I first started with the series, the main focus was to teach kids about why weather happens. And I know if I wasn't a meteorologist, I would have a really tough time explaining to my kids why a hurricane happened, what's a tornado, what to do in a flash flood, how to prepare and keep our homes safe, that kind of thing. So, you know, I'm really happy that the books are hitting home with parents and kids and teachers. Teachers are using them as a tool for their weather lessons. And, you know, it was a little idea that is spread, and I've had nothing but really good things being said about the books.
Before we get to a little bit more about this one, we're going to talk about Freddie the Frogcaster and the Flash Flood. People can get a hold of that on Amazon and where great books are sold. I want to talk to you a little bit about this hurricane season. The forecasters seem to have got it right on the button. Lots of named storms, and some of them would contact the continental United States. They've been right on the button.
They have been really good with the fact that we knew that the atmosphere was ripe for a strong hurricane season. The one thing we can tell you is that, you know, the atmospheric conditions are good for developing hurricanes. What we can't tell you is whether or not they're going to hit the U.S. But you know that if you have an active season, if you have a lot of storms coming off the coast of Africa, which is where the big, bad hurricanes come from this time of year, you know that they're going to have the potential to possibly impact the U.S. And it's been a long time. We've actually had a hurricane drought when it comes to landfalls, and this year has more than made up for that.
It was 12 years since Texas saw a hurricane. Harvey formed in a very odd place. You were just talking about the fact that off of Western Africa is where most of these big storms form. But Harvey formed off the Yucatan Peninsula and got all the way to a 4 before he hit Texas. That was amazing.
Yes, but Harvey, if you look back in history of the storm, it did form off the coast of Africa.
Oh, it did?
It did, and it made its way across the Atlantic, and it went into Mexico, and we thought Harvey was done after that. And the core of the storm, that remnant low, went into the Bay of Campeche, which is the Gulf of Mexico, southern part of it, and it re-intensified into a big hurricane. So we have, we can track these things, and if the low remains intact, if part of that low remains intact, it continues to have its name, and it did. But we were watching that, and it did go into the coast of Mexico. We didn't have a whole lot of time to warn people, but the forecast was right on when we knew that storm was going to get strong and hit the Texas coastline.
It was amazing. It was an amazing storm, Category 4, when it hit the coast, and it was pinned in place by this big high pressure area over Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, so it didn't have a lot of steering mechanisms in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It was caught between two areas of high pressure, one that was across the southeast, the other that was across the Rockies, as you mentioned. And for days, there was nothing to steer it. There was no cold front or trough that would pick it up, which typically happens, which actually happened with Irma. And so we knew that the first part of the story was going to be the landfall around Corpus Christi. And then the second part of the story was going to be the epic flooding, as the storm was just going to sit and spin and bring in all of this Gulf of Mexico moisture.
Speaking of Irma, let's talk a little bit about the devastation in Florida. The storm went right up the west coast of Florida with the heavy side, the hard-hitting side, on the land. I don't think I've ever seen a storm do that before. Have you?
Yeah, I mean, when you look back in history, the great Labor Day hurricane of 1935 was very similar to that path. But they're rare. You're right on that one. We actually had to look historically at hurricanes that went that route. I know that Donna was very similar as well. And we looked at Andrew for comparison as well, because Andrew went through South Florida. So there are a few, but the one that really looked almost identical was the Great Hurricane of 1935, and that was a Category 5 when it came into the west coast of Florida, and was one of only 3 Category 5s that have ever made landfall across the U.S.
She is the senior meteorologist at Fox News Channel. She is Janice Dean, affectionately known as the Weather Machine, a name given her by Shepard Smith, her colleague at the Fox News Channel. You've been writing Freddie the Frogcaster books. They are universally wonderful for kids, teaching kids about weather. The latest one that you have written, Freddie the Frogcaster and the Flash Flood. This one's important because kids get wiped out in flash floods a lot.
Well, unfortunately, flash floods take more lives than any other weather event, including tornadoes, including hurricanes, lightning deaths. Flash floods are the worst. Every year, more people, unfortunately, lose their lives with floods, and it can be avoided. You can survive a flood if you know what to do. Part of it is knowing what your surroundings are like. Are you near a floodplain? Are you near a river? Are you close to an ocean? Those kinds of things you have to kind of take your own personal responsibility and understand your location and your geography, and whether or not you're prone to floods. And so these things are preventable. The National Weather Service has come up with a great expression. It sounds a little silly, but it will save lives if you follow it, and that is turn around, don't drown. Don't go into water that you can't see the bottom of. Don't travel through it. Don't go through it with your car. Don't walk through it. Those kinds of things are very simple, but I think very important to remember.
Absolutely. There are a lot of ways a flash flood could happen. There are like 4 or 5, aren't there?
Absolutely. But again, it really depends on your environment as well. Like, for instance, when you look at Houston, Texas, there are a lot of problems with Houston, and it's one of the #1 cities for flooding just because of where the geography of it. The soil is clay, so it's not porous. It's not like Florida where it's sand and it can absorb the water. There's a lot of concrete. There's a lot of interstates, and you're close to the ocean. So you have all of those things that are working against you when it comes to flooding. I lived in Houston for a number of years. I know that 2 inches of rain can cause flooding, and I knew the areas where it was flood prone. A thunderstorm that dumps a lot of rain in a very short time can cause flooding. You can get flooding from hurricanes. If you live in places like Arizona, where the water comes down fast and furious and it's like a desert, it's going to pool. It's all about knowing what your surroundings are. A couple of inches of rain in a desert setting is going to cause more problems than somewhere like the east coast of Florida.
We're on with Janice Dean, the Weather Machine. You're listening to the Wells Report here on 660 AM The Answer. This book, Freddie the Frogcaster and the Flash Flood, talks about the differences between flood watch, flood advisory, and flood warning. Can you go through those with us?
Well, the watch basically tells you that you have flooding conditions within the next 48 hours, 36 hours. And then the warning means that flooding is imminent. It's going to happen, within the next 12 to 24 hours, and is happening right now. It depends on which neighborhood you also live in. Watches and warnings can mean different things for different areas. So you, again, have to really know where your neighborhood is situated, because the National Weather Service puts out different kinds of watches and warnings depending on where you live and your geography.
I see. Yeah, and also when you're in a place like this, it helps to have one of those NOAA weather radios.
Absolutely.
Because they'll let you know too.
Yeah, it's really important to have a NOAA weather radio, because the radio is in touch with all of the forecasters with the National Weather Service. It will go to your localized National Weather Service, and if the power is out and you have no way of knowing what's going on, it's battery operated. I think you can also get one that you can crank up yourself, and it will give you the latest watches and warnings and tell you when it's okay to go out inside or when you have to go inside, or give you flood alerts or tornado alerts. These are all very important things and messaging that we have to have when it comes to, severe weather events.
Janice, Freddie the Frogcaster talks a little bit about preparing a disaster supplies kit. What are your suggestions for that?
So this is something that I love to talk about in schools with kids. And you'd be amazed. Kids know what to put in an emergency supply kit. If you tell them that you might not have power for a few days, their little hands go up, and they know that they have to have, a lot of water, bottled water, clean water, and not just a few bottles, in the gallon range, if you know that there's a potential storm on the way that where you could lose your power. So you need clean water and drinkable water. You also need non-perishable food items, canned food that will last you for 3 days, sometimes for a week. I mean, people in Florida right now, they're saying that some people may be without electricity for a week. So just think about necessities that you need if you're not going to have power for a week. You're going to need food, you're going to need water, you're going to need batteries, you're going to need a flashlight, you might need blankets if it's not warm, and you need to clothing, that kind of thing, your NOAA weather radio. So you really just have to think to yourself, if I'm not going to have power for a few days, what are my absolute necessities?
A good tent would also be good.
Sure.
Yeah, they make a lot of those. They make a lot of those now that are very, very light and a lot easier to deal with than the old canvas ones. And that's one of the things that I have in my go bag is I've got shelter for all of us in case there's a problem. I mean, it's just one of those things. Yeah.
And it's a great idea that you can talk about with your kids and do this in advance. My favorite expression came from President John F. Kennedy when he said, fix the roof when the sun is shining. That says it all. It's all about preparation. Do these things when the weather is good.
And if you're talking about trying to figure out exactly how to use all this equipment and so on and so forth, there's an interesting little pastime. You can disguise it as camping. And that's what our parents did way back in the day. Freddie the Frogcaster and the Flash Flood were talking with Janice Dean, the Weather Machine. This is the 5th book in the series. She has previously written Freddie the Frogcaster and the Huge Hurricane, Freddie the Frogcaster and the Big Blizzard, Freddie the Frogcaster and the Terrible Tornado. This is Freddie the Frogcaster and the Flash Flood, and you need this entire set. As a matter of fact, you should jump on this as quickly as you can wherever great books are sold, and of course, at your very favorite bookstore. So your illustrator on this one is Russ Cox, is that correct?
Yes, he's been with me all 5 books. He's fantastic, and I'm, so lucky that he is basically said, if you're going to write a Freddie book, I'm on board. And he really, truly is a wonderful artist, but he also understands the weather aspect of it. And, when we go through something like what looks like a tornado, he wants to make sure that the tornado looks, pretty accurate. And when we show Freddie going over his maps in his, in his bedroom, he always wants to know, like, is this what an area of low pressure looks like? Is this a cold front? Is this like isobars? So he always wants to get the science right behind it. So I adore the man. He's fantastic.
Also, by the way, Freddie the Frogcaster is certified by NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, as a weather-ready nation ambassador. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, we're really lucky. I mean, the Weather Ready Nation is really important because it's spreading the word on weather safety. And to honor Freddie is pretty great for Freddie to help with kids and in schools and teachers with their weather lessons, and to be honored by NOAA and the National Weather Service, and thinking that, Freddie is smart enough to be part of their group of wonderful scientists. That's pretty cool.
Janice Dean is our guest. You're listening to the Wells Report. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, we're going to talk a little bit about the differences between 500-year flooding, 1,000-year flooding, 100-year flooding, et cetera, et cetera. It's Janice Dean, Freddie the Frogcaster, the Flash Flood. You got to get this book. More about that in a minute. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friend Josh DeShong. Let's make this the summer where Josh sells your home as quickly as he sold ours. I love this guy. You get the Josh DeShong promise. He comes, sits down with you. You talk price and time frame. You reach an agreement on a price you'd love and a time frame you can handle. And if he can't sell that house of yours at that price in that time frame, he buys it. He promises if he can't sell it, he buys it. So get going. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. Now, not only will he do that on the market, but there's an instant buyout program right now. They can give you an offer today without even listing the home. Best part is in a lot of areas throughout North Texas, you're getting full market value without even listing the home, not worrying about showings and stuff. So if you're really ready to move fast, go for the instant buyout program. 972-325-6644. Ask about it at 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Varicose and spider veins. What a gift from my mom. She had them and I got them. Not only are they uncomfortable and sometimes painful, but I stopped wearing shorts and skirts because I was embarrassed and hated the way my legs looked. So I went to Vein Clinics of America. The procedure took about an hour and I was right back to work. What they're doing these days with lasers and minimally invasive technologies is unbelievable. The staff made me feel so comfortable, and the results, well, even my husband noticed. Vein Clinics of America has been treating vein disease for over 35 years. They're the largest and most experienced in the U.S. Look, I've been doing the commercials for Vein Clinics for years because I believe in them, and you can trust them too. The best part was my insurance covered the procedure. So stop hiding your legs this summer. There's no reason to suffer any longer. Call Vein Clinics of America now for your free fast-track consultation. Call 800-780-1975. 800-780-1975. That's 800-780-1975.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling. It's been said many times, people believe what they want to believe. Many will ignore logic and go with emotion because the fear of loss is always stronger than the opportunity for gain. This often happens when choosing a home improvement contractor. People are swayed by some pretty before and after pictures and a convincing story accompanied with what sounds like a too good to be true price. They should be concerned with how long have they been in business. What kind of warranties do they have, and are they in writing? Don't get me wrong, price is important, but it should not be the deciding factor. When I started statewide remodeling with my partner over 23 years ago, we said we wanted to offer the best products with the strongest warranty at a fair price. I can tell you that is still our goal today. So if you need a company you can trust to install new windows and doors, exterior siding and trim, sunrooms or patio covers, or a new kitchen or bathroom, call us now for a free estimate and receive 23% off your whole project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
This is a special alert to consumers who owe back taxes to the IRS.
Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle tax problems. An open phone line has been established by National Tax Relief. Grab a pen or put this number in your cell phone, but call 1-800-210-0311 today. That's 1-800-210-0311. When you call, you'll get information and see if you qualify. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and can't afford to pay them back, there's no need to fear anymore. You may qualify for a program that could settle your tax problems and save you money. For free information and to see if you qualify, call National Tax Relief today at 1-800-210-0311. That's 1-800-210-0311. Call National Tax Relief today. 1-800-210-0311.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-3166. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-3166. That's 1-800-600-3166. 1-800-600-3166.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Joining me is Janice Dean, the Weather Machine. She has written the 5th book of the Weather Ready Freddy the Frogcaster series. This is the latest one that you need to buy for your kids or your grandkids. You can do it at any Amazon in a computer terminal near you or any great bookstore where great books are sold. It's off the Regnery label, and of course that's a part of Salem Communications, which owns this radio station. Janice Dean, the Weather Machine, we were talking about Hurricane Harvey a little earlier. We were talking about the fact that there was a high pressure area that pinned him down right over essentially Houston, Texas, and slightly south. And it just sat there and kept raining and raining and raining up to the point where we finally had something called a 500-year flood. I understand these things, but how do they know about like a 100-year flood and a 500-year flood and a 1,000-year flood? What do those terms mean?
Well, the 500-year flood, as a tolerance for risk is I guess it's what they correspond to 0.2%, meaning the flood of a size or greater has a 0.2% or 1 in 500 chance of occurring in a given year. I think that's a little deceiving because we can have 500-year floods twice in a row. So I think that people like to use those kind of terms to, I mean, it sounds pretty impressive, right? Like 1 in 1,000 years. But when statistically you're speaking about something like that, there is the possibility to have a once in a 500-year flood happen a couple of times a year. Do you get my? I know that it sounds bizarre, but it's basically you have a 0.2% of a 500-year flood happening.
That does make sense. It does.
Statistical, and statistics can be confusing, and that's why I don't use them very much. I don't because it can happen, and it's hard to wrap your head around it to think a 500-year flood can happen. It has happened before where you have this incredible flood that's only supposed to be once in a 500-year event, and it happens twice in 1 year. Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely, I do.
I don't like to use that. And more often than not, I will use historical perspective. For instance, Irma broke a ton of historical records, once in a lifetime records, in that it was 185 mile per hour sustained windstorm for 37 hours. That has never happened before in meteorological history of satellite presentation. So those are the kinds of things that I use, things that have never happened before, or in satellite presentations, since we've had the satellite era in the 1960s, we've never seen something like that. So that to me is more descriptive than saying a once in a 500-year flood. Or, for another example, Harvey. Harvey dumped 50 inches of rain on in and around southeast Texas. That is the second biggest rainfall event in the history of the United States.
Janice Dean, the Weather Machine, thank you very much for bringing us Freddie the Frogcaster and the Flash Flood. We can hardly wait for book number 6. And we want to thank again Russ Cox for all those beautiful illustrations. You can find Janice Dean on Facebook and Twitter by Freddie the Frogcaster and the Flash Flood at major book retailers and also online. I can hardly wait for you to write another one because I get to talk to you again.
I will do that right as we get off the phone.
Janice Dean, the Weather Machine, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem.
This is the Wells Report. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
At Simple Sleep Services, we believe the best way to treat the serious medical condition of sleep apnea is the easy way. Our team of doctors are experts in providing the least invasive treatment for snoring and sleep apnea, a custom-fit, comfortable solution that you simply pop in before bed each night and wake up feeling refreshed. And it's covered by medical insurance. You don't have to endure the cumbersome CPAP mask or go through the pain and downtime of surgery or implants. We are the most experienced team in the nation providing our treatment. Your diagnosis will be from a board-certified sleep physician using today's latest technology. Let us start you down the path of a restful night's sleep. Visit simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. Treat your sleep apnea and snoring the simple way. No CPAP, no surgery, no implants, just simple sleep. Go to simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. Don't spend another night on the couch or sleeping alone. simplesleepservices.com.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, September 14th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott by the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 888-205-2098. This month's topic is how to complete a real estate deal by the end of 2017. Call 888-205-2098. Write it down. That's 888-205-2098 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
Amazing to realize, but it's been almost 2 years I've been talking with you about Relief Factor, and I can tell you I've been continually inundated with testimonials. This is Michael Medved, and I've received thousands of testimonials that come in telling me how excited people are to be out of pain, like Bob from Ohio, who writes, I had a herniated disc in my back in 1984. I started taking Relief Factor, and for the first time, I have been completely out of constant, sometimes excruciating pain. I'm now able to work in the yard, around the house, and do my job in comfort. This is a great product. That's the end of the quote. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle pain, aches, pains of any kind, do what tens of thousands of others have done so successfully. Go to relieffactor.com and order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. 1-800-500-8384. That's 1-800-500-8384.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. Joe left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it, trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now. 1-800-400-1942. That's 1-800-400-1942. 1-800-400-1942.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. The latest in artificial intelligence takes us to facial recognition. And there's some very spooky things going on. I don't know what. I'm just going to throw this out there for whatever it's worth. All right. So we have a private ballot system. Secret ballot. No one gets to know how you vote as a matter of personal security and as a matter of it's your business, and that's all there is to it. So the only person that ever finds out the way you vote is when you tell them. But according to some researchers, it's not going to be long before a computer program will be able to accurately guess whether people are liberal or conservative just by looking at a photograph of their face. Michael Kosinski, the Stanford University professor who went viral last week for research suggesting that artificial intelligence can detect whether people are gay or straight based on photos, said sexual orientation was just one of many characteristics that algorithms would be able to predict through facial recognition. Using photos, artificial intelligence will be able to identify people's political views, whether they have high IQs, whether they are predisposed to criminal behavior, whether they have specific personality traits, and many other private personal details that could carry huge social consequences. This is why I wanted to have this little town hall meeting late at night, just between the two of us, where we could talk a little bit about this. I find myself watching Will I keep watching Will Smith and I, Robot. And Will Smith does a brilliant job in that movie. He is someone who has deep skepticism about the joys and panaceas of robots everywhere, doing dangerous things, rescuing human beings in danger, etc. And I keep thinking about all of this, and I keep thinking about the moment when artificial intelligence becomes self-aware, as if it hasn't happened already. At some point, the processors will be so fast. There will be so many of them. That one of them or two of them will wake up. And they'll suddenly realize, hey, wait a minute. I'm not a high-speed idiot anymore. I'm actually thinking. They will become self-aware. What will happen next? According to these researchers, artificial intelligence will be able to identify people's political views, whether they have high IQs, whether they are predisposed to criminal behavior, whether they have specific personality traits, and many other private personal details. Are we looking at a real-life Minority Report? Kosinski outlined the extraordinary, sometimes disturbing applications of facial detection technology that he expects to see in the near future, raising complex ethical questions about the erosion of privacy and the possible misuse of AI to target vulnerable people. The face is an observable proxy for a wide range of factors, like your life history, your development factors, whether you're healthy. Faces contain a significant amount of information and use large data sets of photographs, sophisticated computer programs, and all number of other things that can cover and uncover trends and learn how to distinguish key traits with a high rate of accuracy. Kosinski came up with something he calls gaydar artificial intelligence. It's an algorithm used online as dating photos to create a program that could correctly identify sexual orientation 91% of the time with men and 83% of the time with women just by reviewing a handful of photos. Kosinski's research is highly controversial, faced a huge backlash from LGBT rights groups, which argued that AI was flawed, that anti-LGBT governments could use this type of software to out gay people and persecute them. Kosinski and other researchers, however, have argued that powerful governments and corporations already possess these technological capabilities, and that it's vital to expose possible dangers in an effort to push for privacy protections and regulatory safeguards which have not kept pace with AI. They have not kept pace with artificial intelligence. Let's review. If you can't keep up with artificial intelligence, that means it's thinking faster than you, right? Now, we know that computers are already thinking faster than us. And we're going to allow them to what? Will they sit in judgment over us? Will they truly be able to outthink us? I can't help but believe that they won't. Why wouldn't they be able to outthink us? And once they become self-aware, What about their imagination? Where will that imagination take them? So anyway, what's happening is the AI is effective at guessing people's ideologies based on their faces. It's probably because political views appear to be heritable, research has shown. This means political leanings are possibly linked to genetics or developmental factors, which could result in detectable facial differences. Guessing people's ideologies based on their faces. They say political views appear to be inheritable. That means it's passed down from father to son, mother to daughter. Kosinski said that previous studies had found that conservative politicians tend to be more attractive than liberals, possibly because good-looking people have more advantages and an easier time getting ahead in life. Kosinski said that AI would perform best for people who are far to the right or far to the left, would be less effective for the large population of voters in the middle. A highly conservative score would be a very reliable prediction for that this guy is a conservative. Wow. Kosinski is also known for his controversial work on psychometric profiling, including using Facebook data to draw inferences about personality. The data firm Cambridge Analytica has used similar tools to target voters in support of Donald Trump's campaign, sparking debate about the use of personal voter information in campaigns. Facial recognition may also be used to make inferences about IQ. IQ? Are we really going to line up our kids and use facial scans to determine who gets into which classes? I mean, talk about the ethical questions of that for a moment. And this is not something that's far away. This is 5 years from being status quo ante. Whoa. Some of Kosinski's suggestions conjure up the 2002 science fiction film Minority Report, in which police arrest people before they have committed crimes based on predictions of future murder. The professor argued that certain areas of society already function in a similar way. He said school counselors intervene when they observe children who appear to exhibit aggressive behavior. If algorithms could be used to accurately predict which students need help and early support, it could be beneficial. See, it's already here, but not here. There are growing concerns that AI and facial recognition technologies are actually relying on biased data and algorithms and could cause great harm. It's particularly alarming in the context of criminal justice, where machines could make decisions about people's lives, such as the length of a prison sentence or whether to release someone on bail, all based on biased data from a court and a policing system that is racially prejudiced at every step. I don't know. I am extremely concerned about all this. I always have been. At some point, this is going to be an issue. One of these days, you're going to pick up the phone or someone's going to call you. It won't be the choppy, crazy, nutty stuff that you're used to. Someone or something on the other end is going to go, is this John Wells? And I'll say, is this a human being? Wouldn't that be interesting? You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. Either life is going to get a lot easier or it's going to get a lot more dangerous. And it's all going to be based on technology. Goodness sakes. This is the Wells Report.
Summertime may be winding down, but you know there are more adventures on the horizon. Hey, it's Mark Davis and my friends at Climate Evangelist Eye Center. Maybe it's a Labor Day getaway, still get to go to the beach, Friday night on the patio with friends, still time to celebrate the good Texas weather. So whatever you see yourself doing, you shouldn't have to deal with bad vision, contacts, foggy glasses. Time to talk about achieving great vision, the phenomenal end of summer LASIK special. You ready? $2,000 off. Blade-free LASIK if you have your procedure by September 30th. $2,000 off. Learn more at 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020, Climate Evangelist Eye Center, Dallas, Arlington, Plano. Free consultation, world-class care, great group of surgeons, advanced technology, great people. You get great vision, all while saving $2,000. 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020, or learn more at LASIK, LASIK, LASIKsurgery.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I've had 10 major surgeries, including 3 brain surgeries. And I have extreme rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, and fibromyalgia. And I wanted to let him know that his Balance of Nature have helped boost my immune system so much because I'm on injectable medications for the rheumatoid, and they bring down your immune system. Since I've been taking Balance of Nature, I haven't gotten a cold, nothing. It really helped me tremendously.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code 660 AM.
Message and data rates may apply. Please don't text while driving.
Do you know the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers? We do. Do you know how to make your logo come alive and magnetically attract new, long-lasting customers? We do. And do you know how to ensure your logo is delivered on the right promotional items on time at a great price? We do. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Who are we? We're 4imprint, the nation's leading team to make your logo shine on your choice of thousands of promotional items. Discover the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers absolutely free. Plus, get a coupon for 10% off by texting BEST to 642-642. Let us show you what a difference the right promotional items can make to help grow your brand. With 4imprint, you'll get high-quality products, exclusive items, popular brands, on-time delivery, and outstanding customer service. That's what we do. Discover the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers absolutely free. Plus, get a 10% off coupon by texting BEST to 642-642. That's BEST to 642-642.
Message and data rates may apply.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, text KIT to 642-642 for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away, so you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Text KIT to 642-642 for a free information kit with all the details. That's KIT to 642-642. Again, text KIT to 642-642.
Message and data rates may apply.
Why is your husband so... Your hubby is just... Something about your man. He's...
How is her husband leaving women speechless? He got his youth, his swagger, and his hair back at Bosley. And because he got an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card when he texted MAN to 543-543. If you want hair that can wow, never settle for less than Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert. Millions of people have come to us because we deliver the permanent solution to hair loss. We only use the latest technology to give you your own hair back. Natural, real. She'll love it so much you'll take her breath away.
That hair. So...
Drop everything to text right now and see how great your hair could look. For your absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off, text MAN to 543-543. Don't wait. That's MAN to 543-543.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM. The Answer.
I talked about this earlier tonight. Rich Noyes put together some interesting information. He got some help from Mike Ciandella. And I guess this is the Media Research Center, right? Since Inauguration Day, January 20th, Media Research Center analysts have reviewed every mention of President Trump and top administration officials on ABC's World News Tonight, the CBS Evening News, the NBC Nightly News, and including weekends. As of August 31st, coverage of the administration has totaled nearly 74 hours, 4,418 minutes. 4,418 minutes. That's about 39% of all the evening news coverage. But the thing about it that's pretty incredible as far as I'm concerned, that 91% of those stories about Donald Trump are all negative. 9% are positive. 9%. That's what we call propaganda. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is John David Wells. God bless you and yours, and thanks for listening tonight to this edition of the Wells Report. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Let's talk about AC service techs that are really just salesmen in disguise. Most companies use their service techs to sell new equipment on service calls, and the more equipment they sell, the more commission they make. But would you buy a new car from your mechanic? The fact is, the guy you're trusting to repair your system actually makes more money if he can sell you a new one. At Reliant Air Conditioning, you get a certified service technician, not a salesman. Our techs don't work on commission, and they don't sell equipment. If you need a new system, now you can combine manufacturer and utility rebates to save over $5,000 on a brand new system that can cut your electric bill in half. So call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning and see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR